Hello and welcome to the monthly Manga Dorf-scussion. This is your host Craftsdwarf here with my Nimaji's dead. Okay. Well, we only have two guests. So, guest number one, Apocrypha Greater Than Zero, joining us again. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. And then joining us for the first time we have Sticker.
Hello. I am the weeb of this Discord, so yeah. Konnichiwa again.
Okay, so we're recording a little late, but for the month of February, it was romance. So we read Ao Haru Ride or Blue Spring Ride. Shoujo, it was romancy. This was my first time reading it. I assume that's the same for you two as well.
No, time.
I have a personal history with it, so I'll talk about that. You know this YouTuber guy called For No World. I was a huge fan of his in 2014.
Okay.
So he made this list in 2015, top 10 anime of 2014, and he listed Ao Haru Ride in that. So I watched it, liked it, and read the manga for it, which happened to be my first manga ever. But yeah, after that, it's my second time. Well, third time, kind of. Yeah. So 4 years.
Or because you read, how many times did you read it for the? Because I thought you read it multiple times. For the.
No, I just read it twice for the show.
That's what. So okay, gotcha. So it's your second and third time reading it. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Neat.
Arigato.
And then Apocrypha.
Yeah, this was my first time.
Gotcha.
First is my first shoujo too. I haven't read any of those before this.
Sticker has to be. I've read some shoujo. I can't think of one I've read that's as sparkly and bubbly and romantic as this. I think I've watched Oremon Monogatari, but even that's a little off. It's got the whole thing is the ugly man protagonist, so it's a little different in that regard. This one's
it's more comedy and less romantic, I'd say.
Yeah, this one's but more of a straight shoujo. I don't think I've read a shoujo romance as straight as this one before. So
yeah, let's all blame Nanmanji for that.
So yeah, I guess to give some overall thoughts, it was fine. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. Well, except maybe I just read it at that time because I've been busy lately, so I just wasn't really able to focus on it for a long period of time. Even reading it, I just read a few pages and check Discord or something. I couldn't, or even if I turn off the internet, I just wasn't able to just focus on it. So I ended up not being super engaged with it, even though I didn't have any problems with it. I thought what it was doing was fine. So yeah, I don't know. Sticker, I assume you like it.
I really like it, yes. Which is why I am here.
Yes, and you read it 3 times now. So and watched the anime. I didn't know there's an anime. But anyway,
the anime is pretty good though. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Does it cover the whole thing?
Oh no, it's I think it covers 15 chapters before Code disappears again.
Okay.
It's still that. Yeah.
What did you think?
This is really nerve-wracking. How do you guys do these things often? Podcasts.
It depends on the show, but usually we just kind of go through and talk about it, though. Yeah. So after just general thoughts and stuff. So Apocrypha, you had some general thoughts, or?
Maybe not as bad as it sounds like it was for you, but I had some trouble getting engaged on parts. Although there were the way I read it was basically read a few chapters and then put it down for 2 weeks. And then just binge a bunch, a big chunk of it every few days. Because I was having trouble getting back into it every time I stopped. But when I did get back into it, I was usually able to focus on it for a while.
I see.
Was it too straight for you guys?
I don't know if it was too straight for me. I don't have a problem with shows being straightforward or anything.
Not enough gays.
Yeah, I thought that might have been the case.
I thought Yuri was going to be gay, and maybe that's just the name, but
she's cute, but no, everyone's straight.
Oh yeah, she wasn't gay.
because like I liked a lot of things. Like I like some of like Futaba was also cute. Like she made like the art was fine. She had like lots of fun expressions. Like shoujo I guess has a different like I don't know if it's like indicative of shoujo in general, but like how the expressions are drawn seem to be different than I'm used to, and it was neat seeing like there was one I remember of Futaba where she's just like she was mad and she was pointing and she had like her upper or lower lip stuck out or something like that. And
oh yeah, I know that one. I have several.
That was great. Yeah.
Panels saved.
Yeah, and then I was looking through the spoiler chat and there's like even just not necessarily expressions, but like little like visual stuff. Like there's this one of the morale she's like peeking over, and then she like goes back down.
Oh yeah.
Like the girls are cute. It's cool. So yeah, but trying to think of where to start on this story because it's just it starts out there in middle school, then they split away for a while, and then meet up again, and things have
In
changed.
high school.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Like there's whole sort of thing
two
about like,
years later, was it?
I think maybe it was 3. I forget exactly.
Because I think it was like towards the end of the first year when they met
It's
again.
like 2.5 years, I think. It's like 2.5 years because like the first year is almost ending, and
yeah, then the second year is for pretty much the rest of the manga.
Yeah, so it's almost 3 years, I think.
Yeah. Because like the first part I noticed was kind of focused around like every character sort of had like their identity, like how they acted and how they really were was different. Like Futaba, she was pretending to be uncute, and Yuri was criticized for being acting cute around guys, and Ko, he seemed mean, but he was actually pretty nice. So there was that kind of whole thing.
I didn't really like that thing about Ko though. I was kind of expecting him to be really edgy and stuff because it's been a while since I read it. But he had pretty goofy stuff sometimes, like the train sequence where he would like Futaba and the others would tell him to if he wanted to sleep he could, but they would end up sleeping on him, which was pretty funny.
Yes. Yeah. That was after the summer when they went to the mountain, right? I think. Or
Yep.
They were wandering around. They were stuck.
Yeah,
they were stuck in the forest, so of course they were tired. Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, Ko was probably the edgiest character.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as far as the show is concerned, I'd say.
I mean, well, because like I can't think of any other character. Like all the other dudes were nice, and Cole was the one who was like, he like fucking got on top of Futaba and was like, someone could sexually assault you right now, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was like 5 seconds after he was like, you shouldn't just say weird stuff to people out of the blue. And it was that.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. Yeah.
And then later on, she was like, well, I wouldn't mind if it was you. And I was like, whoa! Like, because I've heard that, like, I guess there's just more stuff like that in shoujo and josei. I guess more and so it was interesting actually seeing it because it was a bit. It just came out of like left field for me, and I was like, whoa, okay, interesting. Interesting.
Tanaka is also pretty weird at times. His brother.
Yeah. Well, because he's like not edgy as much, but he's at school. He's a serious teacher, but then in actuality, he's a goofy. He's more childish. Like,
okay.
He also has some sadistic moments with Kominato when he like messes with him and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that was one of the things that kind of like turned me off. Is like, okay, is he like hitting?
Yeah, that was the only issue I had.
Or not?
Yeah.
I can't tell. It's weird.
I don't even remember at the moment, actually. But
it seems like it was vaguely implied
that he liked Morale. Yeah,
but like he wasn't gonna actually do anything.
Oh, that. Okay, I maybe I forgot characters. Yeah. The names. There's not a lot of characters, but Japanese names. Like, see, I'll remember one. Like, there'll be the given name and the surname, and they'll use both because it's just how they address each other. You know, if they're less formal, they'll use the sir. Like that was the whole thing with Ko because he changed his name. So like at the end, there was like the twist where he changed his name back, but she didn't. So she was like looking for his old name, the Mabuchi. And oh no, there's no Mabuchi here, but no, he changed his name back to Tanaka. So yeah, like
this is where I became a weeb to like better get these names and stuff, which is what I recommend you both of you to do as well. It's really nice.
Yeah, or write them down or something, or
The only name that really gave me trouble was Toma. because it was like
Toma and Jerry.
No, Toma. The one that was like his name was Toma, but that was what
Yeah,
his friends kept calling him. But then he was calling him Kikuchi.
Yeah. I don't like that guy. As
He
a
was-
shipper, I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all.
He was too nice.
He was too nice. I mean, I don't know. He sort of like used the situations really well in his favor. Like he would pressurize Futaba and stuff. So
Yeah, he was like kind of manipulative, maybe, but not really. The only character, like, yeah,
I mean,
Mhm.
like both, like him. I mean, Ko was one I thought of more as being manipulative, like especially when, like, he kept trying to get closer to her while she had like as a boyfriend already. So
yeah,
and like he was trying to forget him, and he'd do the fucking weird shit and just trying to get close to her and being a doof, pretty much, like, cause and toying with, and like when at one point she even said like, or what did she say?
stop toying with me or something. Yeah, like my feelings. Stop confusing me. I think.
yeah, because
Yeah, well, I see. I forget the exact line because I wrote it down, but I didn't write down what she actually said. I just was reminded of a like sort of inverse moment from Chihaya Furu, where I'm not going to spoil because I don't know who's watched or read it, but one of the characters was confessed to, and the other like, and they didn't respond, or they didn't respond after like a while, and they just kind of like picked up as if nothing happened, and then the other character who confessed said like, "Do you think my heart's made of stone?" And it was like that's the line I remember, and that was kind of like Futaba was basically saying something like that to Ko because he was fucking around with her, and she was like, I think she'd already confessed too, and nothing happened, and she's like, "Dude, no, not cool," pretty much. So yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, I have some neat observations about the first 3 chapters. So like Futaba, we learned that she doesn't really like boys generally, and the reason being they are uncivilized and crude and stuff. And so she herself becomes that kind of person in like
yeah.
high school.
That's true.
And so so while being unlikable, as she puts it, how can she make good friends like Asumi and Chie, like the first 2 girls she makes friends with, which are her fake friends and stuff?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. And also like while she doesn't really try to tell them anything about her, because when they ask her about code, she doesn't really get into details or anything either. So it's like she doesn't really try to understand them or be friends with them. And she does be like when she's honest with them, they like break away from her. So it's like if you're being honest with your fake friends, how can they remain with you? I sort of saw it like that.
Yeah, she built the friendship on her fakeness, like a persona. So when she was actually honest with them, it was out what it was different for them. So
the moment like she took off the facade, it broke off. Yeah. There's also a lot of misunderstandings in the show, or I mean, the manga.
See, I feel like it was fairly straightforward. Like there wasn't like when something would like there were times when the characters would like not act or stuff like that, or they'd get frustrated. But like I felt like they were actually pretty straight with each other generally. Like Yuri and Futaba, like when they realized the other person, like they both liked Ko. It was maybe like a chapter or 2 before they actually like, hey, we both like the same guy. Like they sat down and talked. Like yeah, I just felt like when it usually in stuff like that was happening, the characters actually addressed it instead of just dodging around it for a while. So
as opposed to like having stupid melodrama happen because of
yeah, of basically nothing. Like it felt like at least when the melodrama happened, it was usually like earned, I suppose. Like I can't think of any moment that felt like forced for me. Like it just felt like the characters acting like, oh, that's how that character would act. Like
so yeah. That's
if not at first, then we got enough context later. Like when Narumi came in and she was, or not Narumi, or yeah, Narumi, yeah, that was her name. The girl who knew Ko,
the
and
girl
she
up out, yeah.
Right. So, and she kind of shook things up a bit because she had a past with Ko. Ko wanted to help her out because they connected over the dead mom thing, and Futaba was, and yeah, they talked, like there was one part where Futaba was saying like, hey, you're not helping Ko, you're just reminding him of his mom, and you're making his time stop, and Narumi was like just saying that because you want to be with him or something to that effect, and just like fucking, yeah, it was good.
There were no girl fights. I was disappointed.
I mean, it's like
And if she do with some goofy expressions, that would have been really fun. I think.
Yeah, well, that's the only way I think it could. Because I'm just trying to think of like the fluffy shoujo art style actually trying to do like a fight.
Yeah, because every time Futaba ran, like I don't think she did the running all that well. Like the panels of wherever characters would run, because shonen usually has those speed lines.
Yeah,
But-
shonen is much more like exaggerated and over the top. Like, okay, I've been rereading Nisekoi, and it's ridiculous. But you know, it's like it's also like a romance thing, but it's more focused on comedy and being over the fucking top. So yeah, major contrast.
Everyone basically go read Nisekoi.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
Nisekoi is great. Yes.
Yes.
It's fake love.
Yeah, if I was going to compare Haru Ride to the other romance stuff I've read, I'd say it's not as good as Nisekoi, but better than Toradora.
I see. I have not watched Toradora.
I really like Toradora. I don't know.
I know it's really popular, but I still have not read it.
I watched it, and it's like a perfectly fine show, but it has so many things that are just like personally kind of turned me off of it.
I mean,
one of which being stupid melodrama that I thought was forced, which is why Haru Ride is better than Toradora.
I see.
Well, the only issue I had with Toradora is like Kagura's voice actor does the main girl, and it doesn't fit at all for me in the beginning, which was a huge turnoff. But this is our Haru Ride's discussion, so let's stop.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Gomen nasai.
So,
I guess the whole deal, like about the moving past the past stuff, is
that was the main thing. Moving forward.
Yes, I do like that theme in general. So that's why I'm surprised I don't like this show more, because I do like moving him past failure, and you know, like with there was some later stuff where he was like, or like food, like what was it? He's like, he wanted someone to tell him it was okay to move on from his mother's death.
That was the point. The first point where I was like, yeah, hey, this is pretty good. This is that part.
Yeah, and then like later on, he was like recontextualizing his old memories, like the smell of like antiseptic in hospitals. Now he has a memory of with Futaba coming in and getting fixing.
Oh yeah, that was the thing I thought was neat. Was the whole like you move past those bad memories by creating good ones that like override them.
Or at least, you know. So now next time, it's good stuff. I like that. It was neat.
And the whole, like, if you lose something super big, you don't necessarily need to replace it with something equally as big, but like small things can contribute to that, which is also pretty good.
Yeah, and it was neat how it like called back to the early on when they started their group, or they were like, we should create good memories, and then they end up doing it, and it's good.
I guess that's when Narumi and Ko can get together, because Narumi is literally like his past and stuff of sorts.
Yeah, she like Narumi like uses their pasts to tie them together and like acknowledges that.
Yeah, while Futaba tries to like break down his door of past and help him move forward. And so while the story is about moving forward, I guess that's why, you know.
Yeah, Narumi stops his time.
Yeah.
Boku dake ga inai machi. But I don't know. I have no thoughts on Toma, except that I don't like him.
He's fine. His tenacity is respectable. If nothing else.
I mean, there's a moment in near the very end where Kominato tells Murao that Tanaka Sensei is leaving, and so he doesn't really manipulate the situation in his favor. I don't think. He tries, but Toma usually does. So maybe there's a different contrast there, but I don't know.
I feel like Narumi was the worst one about that, because like there was the whole thing where she was like, "Oh, Futaba is going to be going to that thing with Toma. I should totally get Ko to go there with me just so I can have him see them and make him give up on her." Or
what
whatever.
I liked about that is like the karma stuff, because she did that, but that ended up leading to like them completely breaking away.
Yeah, him leaving her. And because like that was also good because it was like his way of like forcing her to move forward as well, because that was like a thing he was saying a lot. Like when she was first kind of becoming a thing, he kept bringing it up, like, "Hey, have you made any friends at your actual school that you go to yet? Instead of just hanging out with me, you should do that."
But she doesn't really do that.
Yeah, because their past is what connects them, so she tries to like keep that, use it.
What else?
I'm trying to think about Toma, but I can't think of anything like.
I mean, I appreciated that he was mostly pretty chill at the end when she dumps him, especially because like his last slaughter, he's like, "Oh yeah, you can talk about anything, just don't break up with me." And then she does, and then he's like, "Well, Fui, okay, sure," because it kind of seemed like he might, I don't know, not take that well with any.
I really like that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see,
he took it pretty well.
I just realized.
Like, well,
I guess
I will do this.
One way I guess you could see Toma is he's kind of the opposite of Narumi, where like Narumi, she wanted Ko to stay in the past, basically with her, where they connected. Toma wanted Futaba to move forward, like all to the point of forgetting everything, because he wanted her to forget Ko completely, and Futaba didn't want to do that. She, so like I guess they're kind of like the two extremes. Now I think about it. So,
that's a neat observation.
I've been trying. It's been trying to think of something for Toma now because I feel like there was something there, and I figured it out. I did it. Okay, we're good now.
Sugoi, omedetou.
Nice.
Yeah. I like the story a little better now. Neat. I just appreciate it more because I mean, I still like again side characters. I'm just like did they? I mean, I like the interactions. Like that, it was neat to see morale kind of open up over time and stuff. The other. I think his name was he was there. I guess
Kominato. I think.
Yeah, he existed.
I liked his interactions with Ko were good.
He's a nice dude. That's fine. But yeah, I didn't feel as strongly for those two. Yuri was cute. But and she just kind of gets with the other friend off
Uchiyama. Yeah, that was meh.
Yeah, it's like it just happened and was okay, sure. Whatever.
Author felt bad about shafting her, so had to give her a dude to get with. I guess.
I guess to compare it to Nisekoi, because I like things with like big casts of characters. I love One Piece, Danganronpa. I like Nisekoi. Big cast of characters who all of them I like. Like Nisekoi, it has the core romance. But
hurry up and watch Gintama.
But yeah, so like Nisekoi, like all the characters are good though. So it has a bunch of with Al Ride, the cast isn't even as big, but like I can say the main romance is good, but then there's the side characters who aren't unimportant. Like obviously you have to have other characters to interact with, but like there's not as I didn't find as much to get out of their various conflicts and struggles and such. Like maybe I wasn't focusing on them.
I liked morale.
Even the interactions were like not that many in terms of quantity. I think.
Yeah, like obviously all the time. Yes, it was exactly. She was the main character, so I understand. But so I guess it's not like a knock against. Like obviously, I wasn't trying to have it, but I guess I don't know. I kind of like stories being more holistic, if that makes sense, where all the parts move towards one thing. Like I like noticing like small details that matter towards the bigger picture.
Whoa. Kraftsdorf likes One Piece?
What? Nani? A sticker's weakness is rubbing off on me. Well, like even in just like Super Sentai, like I'll watch one episode and it'll have this episodic thing going on that's exploring. I don't notice little details that tie into that episodic thing, and I just like those little when things smaller parts matter to the whole. The matching. But so like with Al Ride, like I didn't get it, even though there was even more time spent on those smaller parts, they didn't matter as much to the whole, I guess. Like they were just kind of there because the story did need more. Like obviously you literally can't have 4 characters in the whole story. It just wouldn't work. Even though the romance would be fine, like the arc would be roughly the same. But I mean there was Yuri. I guess she was involved too briefly.
I guess like if there was, I guess if I was gonna defend the side cast, I would say that I feel like Kominato, he's a nice dude. He's cool. He doesn't have that much outside of his little subplot with like trying to like win morale over. But his main contribution, I think, that was important was he had a lot of scenes where he was talking to Ko, and he was one of the ones who kind of helped Ko with his stuff.
Okay, yeah. So they're more there to be in
Yeah,
service
Ko,
of the big
'cause
ones. So, or at
Ko
least him
needed
and
Ko needed
Yuri,
to have a
yeah.
friend who wasn't Futaba, basically.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Or Futaba, Fubata, whatever her name
I
was.
guess I was more thinking about like their arcs, their own arcs, like their own stuff that they
Yeah.
were going through. So yeah, that I didn't end up thinking about as much. So maybe if I was more focused, I would have. But
It's fine. You mean Futabe? And speaking of which, he named his cat that, which I find really funny.
Oh, the cat at the end.
Yeah. Like the Papa Tanaka comes around and he calls Futaba, and then she asks what he wants.
Did you eat well? And she's like, yeah, I'm eating hot pot right now. And he's like, what? Like,
yeah, the cat. Well, no, he named the cat Yoshioka.
Right. And he said,
"Oh yeah, Yoshioka."
That's why he starts calling her by her first name, was because the cat was named Yoshioka.
Yeah, but yeah,
same joke.
There was cute jokes and
yeah.
Oh, he's a weirdo, basically. Who names their cat like that?
I liked Ko. He was just he was goofy.
Oh yeah, and it was I would definitely say it was pretty shocking when Truck Kun came out of nowhere and almost killed Ko.
see, I was genuinely, like, maybe I'm just dumb, but I was genuinely worried reading that because I was like, okay, yeah, looks like we're kind of winding into like the last stretch here. They're gonna get together or whatever, and then it's like, boom, truck, and then there's the panel of like the flowers laying in the street, and I was like, okay, so this shouldn't be. I probably shouldn't believe that he's dead. But there's been a bunch of crap about moving past loss. So is this going to be like the big penultimate thing that Ko dies and she has to get past it, or what? Because I mean, that would have been funny. That would have thrown me for a loop. Like, maybe that would make a hard ride deconstruction.
God damn it. But yeah, I was definitely surprised when that happened because it was like, oh shit, it's a shocker, but because it is something that just randomly happens. But the question is, I don't know. I guess I didn't mind it. Like, she freaked out, but he was perfectly fine. So it wasn't. I didn't mind it.
I wonder if that was like debatably worse than a Kishimoto fake out, because there would have been like a month between the two chapters.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like anybody reading this that came out would be like, Ko gets hit by a truck, and then they have to wait a month to see what happens.
Wait, does the chapter end? Does the chapter end at Ko getting hit?
I don't know.
Okay, I might be misremembering. Pretty sure it ended though. Yeah, he gets hit and then it ends.
I see.
And then the next chapter is where the brother calls her.
But yeah, I'm trying to think if I have much else to say, because it wasn't a long series. It was simple enough. It was solid enough too. I just I didn't personally invest myself in it, so. And again, I couldn't focus too well. So, do you guys have any other further thoughts to discuss?
Well, you see, a point that I realized early on in the reading has just suddenly occurred to me is forget everything I said before this. Haru Ride is bad because it doesn't have background.
Did you have any other thoughts that we haven't covered, Sticker?
No, I just wanted to call me by my name.
Okay.
Senpai noticed me.
Oh, first, who was your favorite character?
Oh, I think Ko. Maybe not.
Mine
it's either Ko or
Ko.
Yeah, Mura or.
I'd probably say Futaba, just because again, she has the highest amount of cute expressions, and also she's just like she's the one, like, she has good lines, like, it's okay. You could start from scratch if you fail. You could just keep going. Like, she's all good. And early on, she said, like, it's natural to fail. So, like, she just had a good attitude about failure, and but she picked herself up, and it was good. And yeah, she's a good girl.
She also has a lot of funny moments.
Because she's a dumb dork and a big dumb nerd, and she's good.
Yeah.
Like when like in high school they're both going the same way, she feels like she's following him, and when he looks back, that was pretty funny. I'm
not following you. I just she's doing like the tsundere thing where she's like, it's not like I want to go home with you or anything. I just happen to be going the same way or something.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Also, like when they're in middle school, he turns around and she thinks he might be psychic, so she starts counting in her head, which is also pretty funny.
She's so dumb.
She has a weird fixation.
Yeah,
with the back of his neck.
Yeah, it's a fetish.
Ko was my favorite just because I don't know. I just found him entertaining. His whole
Yeah, he's
like
interesting. Well, 'cause,
gloomy, edgy dude who's secretly just a freaking weirdo who names his cat
like
after people.
Futaba were in the head of the whole time, so we understand her as the audience. But with Ko, it's more a matter like figuring him out more or less because he's
Which
nice,
is-
but he's not nice. So what's his deal? He's a weirdo.
That was kind of neat. At the end, after like the last chapter, there was like a few little bonus thingies, and there was a couple of those that were like stuff we already saw. Like one was the beginning chapter, like where they play cops and robbers, but from his point of view.
Oh yeah, that was nice. That was really
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah,
The
anything
translations
else?
were pretty meh, I think.
When was it translated?
After like, I
don't think it was official. It wasn't official.
Yeah, the one I
Yeah,
was
it's-
reading on Legacy definitely wasn't official.
The
Like
first
I had,
24 chapters are pretty well translated, but like after that, it kind of drops.
I had
So-
this screenshot that I think I posted. It was like it was a speech bubble,
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
like the scene. Yeah,
The
like
typo.
I think we should now.
Yeah. That is funny. But I guess that is basically it. We're done. Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
just checking. It's been fully translated since February 2015, so that's 4 years. It's been fully translated, so not that old of a translation. Also, there is it actually is translated. There's a crossover one shot between Aoharu Ride and Oremonogatari, which was one of the only other shows I remembered. So just I don't know, crossover specials. I don't know if it's good or not. I just noticed it while I was looking up stuff. So yeah.
Isn't there like a Nisekoi and some other shops? Oh yeah, Owari Monogatari.
I have not read that one if it's translated, but there's also a Nisekoi Haikyuu one, which was good.
I have heard of that.
I read it; it was good. So yeah, I think that I have said everything I want to say about Aoharu Ride. It was good. I appreciate a little bit more having discussed it, so that's nice.
Kochi wa same desu. Yeah.
I not understand the sticker.
It means the same here.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I guess if I'm going to say anything else, my favorite part was the part where it's like the one we talked about earlier, where she says like it's okay to move past your mom.
Yeah.
Now.
That is also pretty good in the anime. So like if you want,
maybe I might look it up, and then
Just the
also
one scene, yeah.
Murao was best girl. And the scene at the beginning of the second year that made the funniest scene for me was when she's all like, "Oh, I need to try and like make friends with these people," and then she's like with Murao, she's like, "Hi," and then Murao says, "Oh yeah, hi." It's like, "Oh, maybe I can actually talk to her," and then it's like she puts in the headphones, and there's like the little label that's like, "Do not attempt further conversation."
Yep.
and she isn't even listening to anything. I think she's just ignoring him basically.
Yeah. She wasn't even listening. That's right. She wasn't listening to music. It was literally just like don't talk to me. Like she.
Yeah.
Very rude.
That's a nice attitude to have in your new year. But yeah,
I mean, Murao was the other like edgy loner one. She doesn't want friends.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Anyway, it sounds like we are done. Nice and short, just right to the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining me. Hopefully I shall see you again. I was about to say next month, but technically this month. We are reading the rest of Phoenix, so that is volume 7 through 12. Because it was long and we got to finish it. So yeah, thank you for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye. And Nanmanji is gay.
Arigatou gozaimasu and sayonara.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you for listening. Yep, thank you for joining me. Unlike, Nunanji is gay. He left. Oh shit, I'm still recording. He's gonna hear that.